sob story paragraph about how he's got a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old who was brought here when he was 11. Well, he grew up to be a convicted sex offender, and that's why he was thrown out of the country. And then he came back anyway, and ICE wanted to make sure he really was thrown out of the country. You're not going to trust his self-deporting. When he claims, or his attorney claims, when he boarded the flight at San Francisco Airport, he was trying to do the right thing. He wanted to leave the U.S. because he did not have legal status here. Oh, and then in the 6th paragraph, he was convicted of committing a lewd act with a child under the age of 14. So this guy really went for it. A little kid he committed some disgusting sex act with. And the LA Times ran a headline mocking ICE for deporting him. Ouch! Clara Harder and the headline writer ought to be deported. Oh, and get this! Oh, there's more! Shortly after arriving back in El Salvador the first time, Escobar Valencia was the victim of an attempted homicide in a neighborhood controlled by MS-13. This is after he was deported for sexually assaulting a child under the age of 14. So after he sexually assaulted a child, he goes to El Salvador, and then he's the victim of an attempted homicide. Claire Harder spends all this time explaining all the terrible things he suffered. We don't know what he did to the little kid specifically and how that kid is, because she doesn't care. Then we go back to quoting the lawyer. Who's this nut? Elise LaRouche. It was in this context that Mr. Escobar Valencia made the decision to return to the U.S. He understands now he should not return, but he was in extreme fear. Well, what about the kid that he sexually attacked, who was under 14? Is everybody insane? Here's another story. This is out of USA Today. 6-year-old student and her family were deported just before the start of the new school year in New York. A case sparking uproar across the state, including from the governor and officials in the nation's largest public school system. The second grader, New York City, put an ICE check-in when agents detained him, and then they were deported. You have to go farther down in the USA Today story to find out. The student's mother consistently attended check-ins after a deportation order was issued in June of 2024 when her family asylum application was denied. That wasn't. One of the spokespeople for ICE said Martha, the mom, and 2 of her children all received final orders of removal from an immigration judge in June of 2024. Now, here in August of 2025,